All right. I've been working with on Jamal yesterday, and I'm working on wrapping his presents. Cool. We've got 4 of them wrapped here.
All right.
And we've got 3 more to go, and we got some helpers to help us.
Cool.
Let's go over to the table.
Let's go.
Hi, girls. How are you? Or elves, or whatever you're going to be?
Good.
You're going to do some wrapping for us, huh?
All
okay.
Right.
Well, what you guys have is you have a cylinder, and there's a bigger cylinder over there. There's a cube. Okay, it's 3-dimensional, same size all the way around. And you have a rectangular prism, or as those of us who buy gifts know it as, a shirt box.
Right.
All right, so your chore while I'm doing my lesson is to figure out how to wrap these and not have a lot of waste.
All right.
Okay? All right, good luck. All right, here we go. Jamal has wrapped 4 of the 7 gifts, which are over on the other table. He has bought only 1 roll of wrapping paper that had 25 square feet available. He used some of it last year, so he is not sure that he has enough paper left to wrap the 3 gifts left. So he unrolled the wrapping paper and measured how much was left, and he found that he had 10 square feet left. So now let's take a look. If you take a look at square feet, all of those things over there, all of these that I've done over here are measured in inches. So we really need to convert square feet into inches. So we're going to take the 25 square feet and we're going to change it into inches. So if we take a look, what we need to remember is that 1 foot is equal to 12 inches. Now, when you're talking about square, that means a 1 foot square is a 1 by 1 foot, and I'm just going to put FT here. So this would give me 1 foot of wrapping paper. However, for inches, this is 12 inches, and this is 12 inches. So 12 times 12 isn't 1. 1 square foot, I'm sorry, I forgot my square here. 1 square foot is actually 12 times 12, and that's one of those perfect squares that my 7th graders were told to memorize. And 12 times 12 is 144 square inches. So now, if I have 25 square feet, and I know that 1 square foot is 144 inches, all I have to do is take the number of square feet I have. We're going to take the 25, and we're going to multiply it by 144. And we can do that over here on the calculator. And we get 3,600 square inches. All right, so that's how much square inches was on that wrapping paper to begin with. So now let's take a look. I took my cylinder and I actually said, let's look at how do we find surface area. Because really, when you're wrapping a present, you're really using surface area. A lot of us take our present and we put it on the paper and then we roll it and we roll it some more and we roll it just to make sure it keeps covering. Well, what you're doing is a physical form of surface area without actually using the numbers. So what we're going to do here is we're actually going to do the cylinder that I did, this one over here, this nice paper here. We're going to see what the square inches are on this. So let's go down here. Now, because it's circular, we have to use pi in our answer. Typically, if you're in my classroom, I'd tell you to just leave pi, but because I want some numbers that I can work with, I'm actually going to use 3.14 for pi. So pi is equal to 3.14. It's approximately equal. I shouldn't really say it's equal. It's a rounding. So now, if we look at my numbers, always substitute into your formula your numbers. So now I have 3.14. My radius, I have diameter. And a diameter, how do I figure out radius? Well, remember, the diameter goes all the way across. A radius only goes halfway across. So if we take this number, 6.5, and we divide it by 2, we'll have our radius. So let's do that. And, oops, let me give myself, I don't see my full calculator, divide it by 2, and you're going to get, oops, so 6.5 divided by 2 is equal to 3.25. So now we're going to plug in 3.25. And I need my height. Oh, that's easy. It's right there. That's 7.5. Now I'm going to wrap it down here, and I'm going to put in, again, my 2, my 3.14. And now I need my radius, but I'm going to square it. All right, so now all you got to do really is use your calculator to get the answer. So let's try that. We have 2 times 3.14 times 3.25 times, again, 7.5. And then we're going to add to that 2 times 3.14 times 3.25 equals. So that was 1,582 and I'm going to round it 2 decimal places because I don't ever talk beyond the 2 decimal places usually. So 0.54 square inches. All right? So now let's take a look. I found out the dimensions of the gifts they're wrapping over there. And the dimensions, the cylinder, remember that's the one that's the round one, the hardest one to wrap. The diameter was 5. So remember, our radius has to be half of that, or 2.5. And then you had a height of 6. So the total surface area for that particular cylinder was 133.45. The shirt box, or the rectangular prism, was 17 by 10.5 by 2.5, and the total surface area was 494.5 inches squared again. And the cube, all the sides were 6. So that total surface area was 216 square inches. When you add all that up, you have 872.95 square inches that they needed left. And if we think about it, there was 10 square feet left. So if we take that and we multiply that by 144, that's going to give us 1440 square inches. So they have enough. They have enough. So let's go over and see how they did. All right, how did we do over here? Oh, wow, look at the ribbons. I love it. Okay, what did you find?
I had a lot extra.
Okay, you had a lot of extra.
Yeah.
Why do you think that was?
Because there wasn't as much surface area on the cylinder to cover as the other shapes.
Okay, good. How about the cube and the rectangular prism?
I had a little bit extra, not too much, but I had a trouble trying to make it so it was tight enough. And there's a little air in there.
That's okay.
I had the same issue. I was able to wrap it just fine, but there is still a little bit of the air, but that's okay. We don't want them to guess what they're getting anyways,
Makes
right?
it easier to open it. All right, Craig, as supervisor, how'd they do?
It was good. Struggled the worst at this end and the best down at that end. Sorry.
Well, ladies, thank you so much. And Jamal thanks you because now you've wrapped his presents for him. Thank you very much. And now we're going to get right back and talk with Tim. So hang on for a minute.